A very good morning, everyone, and let's begin with the chapter Politics of Planned Development. The chapter begins with an example of Orissa because, as a result of fast industrialization, the global demand for steel has increased. And we know that Orissa has the largest reserve of untapped iron ore in the country. As a result of that, Orissa has become a very big hub of investment, a very big attraction for number of multinational companies. They have started coming to the state. They want to start their industries. They want to establish more and more factories. They want to go for their mining work. As a result of that, definitely the government of Orissa feels that, lots of industrialization will be over there, lots of employment will be over there, number of factories will be over there, people will work there, people will get money, and as a result their standard of living will be raised. For that reason only, the government of Orissa has signed memorandum of understanding. All good, right? Lots of industrialization, many number of factories, and lots of money in the state. But things are not so good. There is a particular section in Orissa only, there is a particular community in Orissa only who feels that this kind of industrialization or this kind of mining work can intervene in their social lives. Number of tribes who live in the forest, they feel that they will have to be displaced from their homes, and they are absolutely correct. There is a group of environmentalists also who feels that as a result of this mining, as a result of this industrialization, environment will be harmed. And they are not wrong. They are also having their own issue. Now, whom to look at? Who is going to answer all those questions? And of course, there are a number of other questions also which India had faced, Indian government had faced, Indian society had faced soon after independence. Because soon after independence, the biggest challenge which we had was our economic development. We were very poor and we had to come out of this poverty. Till the date, of course, we are not out of it totally. But at that time, this problem was very much severe. And the public, we were badly waiting that the moment that whatever, economic issues were over there, they were only and only because we were a colony of the Britishers, and as soon as we become independent, definitely our this problem will be sorted out. Was it so? No. We had to face number of issues. We had to face number of questions. The one important question which I have already discussed, that the up to what extent the idea of social justice should be followed. Is it so that if we go for certain economic activities, the government is not harming the idea of social justice for a particular section of the society? Is it not so that for benefiting a particular community, the government is harming a particular community? It had to be balanced. This question was to be answered. Other than that, one important issue which was to be answered was about the role of the state, about the role of the government. Was it so that all kinds of economic activities had to be planned and executed under the guidance of those democratically elected representatives? Or was it so that some kind of activities, some economic activities, some industrialization plannings could be done by a group of private businessmen or private owners, or a group of industrialists as well? So there was a big question mark over the role of the state, over the role of the government. These were certain disputes which had to be answered. These were certain questions which had to be answered soon after independence. Other than that, there was one more dispute, there was one more controversy related to the idea of development. Idea of development varies person to person. Idea of development varies community to community. Idea of development varies social and economic circumstances to social and economic circumstances. For you people, urban school going teens, the idea of development will be when you complete the school, definitely you will like to go for further studies, you will like to go for admission in a good college. That is a reason you must be working very hard. Maybe some of the boys, they want to have their own bikes, and some of the girls, maybe they will like to have their own scooties and all. This is your idea of development. But when we go for teens who are living in villages, idea of development cannot be the same. Maybe some of them, they simply want that in the nearby locality only some good colleges over there, and they can go for their further studies. Some of the village children, they will like to have their own bicycles over which they can travel, they can go to their colleges. This is their idea of development. When we talk about American teens, idea of development is not so. Idea of development is a little, I must say, totally different. After crossing the age of 18, most of them will like to have their own flats. Most of them, they will like to have their own cars. So it is their idea of development. So now I hope it is very much clear that the definition of development varies person to person, community to community, and economic and social circumstances. It affects the idea of development. When we became independent, soon after independence, we wanted to be developed. Now, which definition of development should be applied? Because at that time, of course, it was a time soon after Second World War. The whole world was divided into two power blocks, and the power of the West was very much in the air. Everybody went for. West is very powerful, especially America is very powerful, highly industrialized countries, highly developed countries. So if we go for industrialization, if we go for westernization, we will be called developed. That was the idea, that we developed, the meaning of development is westernization, and the meaning of westernization is little bit being away from our traditional elements. That was a definition of development, and that was a definition of development which divided the whole world into three groups: underdeveloped, developing, and developed countries. Of course, the definition of development, it totally applied to the developed countries of the West. I already told you, the countries of the West, like Western Europe, under the leadership of America, they were considered to be the developed countries. Then came developing countries like China, India, who are working very hard for soon after independence for their development, and some underdeveloped countries of Asia and Africa like Congo, Nigeria, and all. Because this definition, this of development was so that the meaning of development is industrialization, the meaning of development is westernization, materialistic approach. That was the approach which divided the whole world into these three sections. Now, one more thing which India faced soon after independence, on the eve of independence. We had to go for development. We had to plan for our economic activities. Now, which policy we had to follow? Which economic policy we had to follow? There were, of course, two economic models in front of us. First was capitalistic economic model, which was followed by America. In this model, liberal economy is over there, open market is over there, lots of investment, lots of earning, less intervention by the state, less a very, I must say, that liberal laws related to licensing, related to investment in the state. So that was capitalistic approach. The other approach which we had at the time, which was very much over there in fashion, it was socialistic communist approach, which was followed by the USSR, in which all the resources will be centralized in the state, all the decisions will be centralized in the state, and there will be strict licensing for foreign investment, and basic facilities should be provided even to the poorest ones. And the kind of social circumstances or the kind of economic circumstances we had at the time, the capitalistic approach was not very much liked by all, because of course we had to work for the poor also. They were waiting for our economic planning so that they could come out of this problem which was deeply rooted in the Indian society, that is poverty. There were certain basic facilities which had to be provided to all the people of the country. So that is the reason India decided to go for socialistic approach, socialistic model, which was followed by the USSR at the time. Thank you.